And welcome, everybody. This is your host, Jim Masters. Thanks for joining us so much here on the Jim Masters Show live entertainment, lifestyle, celebrity talk show series. Thanks for all of the great comments, all the love and support of our entertainment, lifestyle, celebrity talk show series. We really appreciate it. And thanks for watching and enjoying almost 1,000 episodes that we have done in less than 3 years right here. If you'd like to interact with us during this very special episode, where it is a tribute to the iconic Tina Turner, who we just lost a few days ago. We're going to be paying homage to her and celebrating her extraordinary life. We are giving you an exclusive opportunity to interact with one another, share your stories, and interact with us as well. Let us know in the comments section. What's your favorite Tina Turner song? What's your favorite Tina Turner memory? What is it about Tina Turner, the woman, the legend, the icon, the inspirational human being that she was, that impacted you? What is it about Tina Turner that you're celebrating and remembering? And share it with us. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel right underneath the episode. You can do that 24/7. You can also comment right now live while the show is airing live in our JMS Lovity Hall chat room. When you subscribe to our YouTube channel right now at Jim Masters TV, that's the YouTube channel. The show is The Jim Masters Show. The channel is Jim Masters TV. When you subscribe to Jim Masters TV, you can comment right now in the live JMS Lovity Hall chat room. That's an exclusive gift from us to all of our subscribers who subscribe to the channel, which costs nothing to do. So if you want to share your memories, let us know where you're watching from. We put this episode together very, very quickly because we wanted to honor this incredible woman, this impactful woman, this inspired woman, this legendary talent, this American, if not international treasure. And we have a special guest joining us here on the show, a dear friend of our show and somebody who knew and worked with Tina Turner personally on many different projects over the years, music videos and shoots and so much more, as we again celebrate and remember this iconic individual. I mean, what's your favorite Tina Turner song? Celebrate it with us here. I mean, she started in the 50s and was still going strong in the 80s. It's an unbelievable tenacity and fortitude and love and passion as we celebrate simply the best, the unbelievable, incomparable. I mean, what words can you really use that effectively describe somebody like Tina Turner, born Anna Mae Bullock in 1939? We just lost her just a couple days ago. American-born and Swiss singer. Known as the Queen of Rock and Roll, she rose to prominence as the lead singer of the Ike Tina Turner Revue before launching a successful career as a solo performer. She began her career with Ike Turner's Kings of Rhythm in 1957 under the name of Little Ann. She, of course, appeared on her first record, Box Top, in 1958, In 1960, she debuted as Tina Turner with the hit duet single Fool in Love. The duo of Ike and Tina Turner, of course, became one of the most formidable live acts in history. And they released hits such as It's Gonna Work Out Fine, River Deep, Mountain High, Proud Mary, and Nutbush City Limits before disbanding in 1976. In the 1980s, Tina Turner launched one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Her 1984 multi-platinum album, Private Dancer, contained the hit song What's Love Got to Do with It, which won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year and became her first and only #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100. At age 44, she was the oldest female solo artist in the top 100. That's the Hot 100. Her chart success continued with Better Be Good to Me, Private Dancer, We Don't Need Another Hero, From Thunderdome, of course, Typical Male, The Best. Oh, that's such a great song, right? Simply the Best. And you may remember Holly Knight, who wrote The Best, was a guest on our show. Check that episode out here on our YouTube channel. Of course, I Don't Want to Fight, Goldeneye, and during her Break Every Rule World Tour in 1988, she set a then Guinness World Record for the largest paying audience, 180,000 for a solo performer, which was extraordinary. Tina Turner also acted in the films Tommy in 1975, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome in 1985 and 1993, What's Love Got to Do with It, a biographical film adapted from her autobiography, I, Tina, My Life Story. She was released in 2009. Tina Turner retired after completing the Tina 50th Anniversary Tour, which is the 15th highest grossing tour of the 2000s. In 2018, she became the subject of a jukebox musical, Tina. Having sold over 100 million records worldwide, Tina Turner is one of the best-selling recording artists of all time. She received 12 Grammy Awards, which include 8 competitive awards, 3 Grammy Hall of Fame awards, and a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. She was the first Black artist and first woman to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone ranked her among the 100 greatest artists of all time and the 100 greatest singers of all time. Tina Turner has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and also on the St. Louis Walk of Fame. She was twice inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Ike Turner in 91 and as a solo artist in 2021. She was also a 2005 recipient of the Kennedy Center Honors and also Woman of the Year Award. And you know, that really is just the short list of the incredible accomplishments that this iconic singer, performer, entertainer has left all of us. And this is really something very special that we wanted to put together. And again, we moved very, very quickly on this to share with you, because I know a lot of people around the world have been saddened, moved, touched by Tina's passing at only 83. Because she was such a vibrant force, not only with her voice and her performance, just in her spirit and her passion and her love of life. She was living, of course, with her husband in Switzerland, which is a beautiful place to be. And again, the opportunity to celebrate this iconic figure, we wanted to do something special. So again, we're going to be doing that throughout this broadcast. Share your memories. Tell everybody you know that this show is on. Come join us. Leave a comment. Give us a like on our YouTube channel and subscribe as well. And yeah, it is. When we heard the news here, it was really something. It's kind of familiar. A year or so ago, we lost a dear family friend of ours, Ronnie Spector, and I did a tribute to Ronnie Spector not that long ago, not too far after her passing, because I was blessed to know her personally, and she was an incredible individual, another music icon of that era, and now Tina Turner. So again, I know a lot of people who are super Tina Turner fans. I always have been as well, and always admired her, not again just for the voice and being an entertainer, but the extraordinary individual that she was. And she will never be forgotten, of course, and dearly remembered here on the Jim Masters Show and by me, and also by a lot of other people. In just a second, I'm going to be bringing on our very special guest coming to us from the New York area who knew Tina Turner personally, worked with her, has extraordinary, exclusive stories to share with us here on the Jim Masters Show. I see a lot of comments built up already from our viewing audience around the world. We thank you very much, and we hope you appreciate what we're doing here because it's for all of us, and we wanted to share in this together. First, I want to show you a little clip from when another iconic person was a guest on our show. Of the hundreds and hundreds of episodes we've done of this series, The Jim Masters Show, Holly Knight, one of pop culture's most prolific songwriters, hit maker in the 1980s for Pat Benatar and Kiss and Aerosmith and Patti Smythe and Tina Turner, like 9 of Tina Turner's songs penned by Holly Knight. And if you didn't see that episode when Holly was a guest, I encourage you to watch it. Watch the whole thing. She'll talk about all the different artists, all the music that she has written that just has become, during that MTV generation when music videos were really breaking out, she was on the cutting edge, Holly Knight. So got a little clip from that conversation, and then we're going to continue to celebrate Tina Turner here on this very special JMS episode. Tina Turner, simply the best. And again, truly, our heart goes out to her family and loved ones at this very difficult time. And of course, all of the fans, all of us around the world who are thinking about Tina Turner. Here's a little clip from when Holly Knight was a guest on the show. And she talks a little bit about Tina Turner and some of the music that she created with her, which is pretty special. Here's that episode, just a little clip here. And again, you can see this episode whenever you want, really, because it's available on our YouTube channel. Here you go, Holly Knight.
This was happening more and more around that time was when Tina Turner cut Better Be Good to Me. That started a career with her. I mean, she's cut 9 songs of mine over the years. And, it's funny. It's like once I started to have a hit, I just kept moving forward. I never looked back,
Yes.
And I've been really lucky because it has been 40 years of really enjoying. I mean, I have the best job in the world, I think.
That went by in a New York minute. Absolutely. Yeah. How did the creation of MTV at the time when you were penning this material, writing, co-writing, how did that merge so incredibly? I mean, the timing for all of this was extraordinary. And again, it was like the MTV generation was created. And when MTV came out, everybody had it. And if they didn't have it, I Want My MTV, everybody was watching it and the videos that were going with it. How did that aid in or assist with, or how were we able to maximize that whole situation that was happening concurrent to what you were creating?
Are you talking about the MTV, the culmination of the videos and
the whole thing? Yeah, the timing of the MTV being created with
right
at the time when you're pumping out all this great music. Yeah.
Is the best thing that could have happened to me personally was the advent of MTV, because I was sort of like a bee flitting from flower to flower as far as different groups. And I guess I just picked the right bands, or they picked me, because they were all getting played on MTV. They were all very popular. So that has a lot to do with it, whether it was Heart or Kiss or Bon Jovi or my own band, which was Device. MTV embraced us with that one. Tina Turner, Pat Benatar. There was a really big video with this group Animotion, if you remember that song Obsession.
Yes.
And everything was just so quintessentially 80s that, my style just seemed to work with it, because my songs tend to be quite dramatic and visual or cinematic, and that kind of gelled really well with the use of videos.
Absolutely amazing. And again, 9 of those songs that Tina Turner sang, Holly Knight penned, which is incredible. You can see that whole episode where she talks more about Tina and so many other iconic artists that she wrote songs for here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Thanks for all the comments and all the love that's coming in, pouring in from around the world right now. We appreciate this. If you're joining us late, this will be archived on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, so you can share the link and other folks can watch this a little bit later. But let me bring on my very special guest. Again, a dear friend of our show as we celebrate Tina Turner here on the Jim Masters Show. You're going to see this familiar face who's popped on. We did a wonderful tribute with this very special guest honoring Lisa Presley not too long ago. And now we are remembering Tina Turner, our dear friend, extraordinary celebrity fashion designer, and just an all-around terrific guy. Wayne Scott Lukas is here. Wayne, my friend, I know on another occasion where we've lost an extraordinary icon. Thanks so much. I know we've put this together so quickly, but thanks so much for wanting to be on the show to share your remembrances of the iconic Tina Turner.
Isn't it wild that, this is the second time we're doing someone that's passed away that was famous, and who would have thought that I would outlive my clients? It's heartbreaking, but it is, God has a plan, and I don't know what the plan is, but it sure burns. I was just going through my stuff, and I know people love this. This is the all access backstage pass to the Wildest Dreams tour. I just found this one, which you'd have to wear to get all access all over the theater. And then I just found this one. This one was for Access All Areas Wildest Dreams Tour Copenhagen. And there's Tina in her little outfit, and I would be able to go backstage, go all over the place. I used to have to wear these all the time. And then the magic thing that I just found, Jim, is this. Are you ready? The infamous dress that everybody talks about and sees all over. I just grabbed this from a TV show I was on yesterday. This is the Versace dress that I custom made with Gianni Versace for Tina Turner. And this is what she wore on all the world tours. This is what you guys see every time you see Tina in this dress. It's my dress. So it's kind of genius to have this stuff around. But I was just sitting in the house getting ready, and I did a couple of interviews. And then I said yesterday on Access Hollywood, that's it, I'm not doing anymore. I talked. I said what I had to say, but I didn't share all those pieces. So I wanted to share them with you people.
And then when you and I connected, you were like, Jim, absolutely, which is why
you're like speaking to a friend now. And when I get to speak to a friend, it's a whole different process, and it doesn't feel as bad as, doing these TV shows. And then the focus becomes, me talking about, how it works for me. But,
so, holding that gorgeous dress, what you just showed us was all those world tours and design with Versace. How does that feel? What runs through your veins now holding it now with Tina not here?
You know what the magic thing was? When someone called, I was on the phone and an old publicist called me and they said, Tina's dead. And I had cut into another phone call with a client, and I just kind of grabbed the edge of the kitchen counter. Same thing happened to me when I heard that Halston was dead. I was in a taxi cab and someone said Halston died of AIDS, and I grabbed the front of the cab and I just sat with my head down and cried.
Yes.
And with Tina, it's going to happen again. It keeps happening. They said Tina's dead, and I knew who they meant immediately. I didn't think Tina who, and I ran to the phones and I started talking to people on the phones, and then my phone exploded. And the weirdest part is, I don't know how all these TV stations and all these news people, I got TMZ, everybody was blowing up my phone, and I don't know how they got my number, but everybody wanted interviews. And you know what? I just wanted to kind of sit and breathe for a minute, because I knew she was going to pass away for about 3 years. And I did an interview and they asked me what I thought. And I said, she's very sick. And the problem, I'm going to say this in a respectful way, fans out there, all the fans, and Jim, you understand this, who think they know the celebrities. And then all of us who are really close to the celebrities, we're giving you truth. And they come at us and they attack us. You're a liar. You don't know her. She's fine. She's healthy. And I said, she has kidney cancer and her kidneys aren't working. She has stomach cancer and her liver's not working. She's laying on dialysis for 9 to 10 hours a day, and she doesn't really want to keep going on, but nobody would listen. So I was telling people, if you love her, go see her, you know? And then I saw her when she came to town to do the Tina Turner opening with Oprah. And I thought, it's not okay. It was almost like I couldn't get in her eyes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the heartbreak was, she's your best friend, your best sister, your best aunt, your best girlfriend, your closest confidant, and your mom.
Yeah.
And then you lose all those things in one person, and the public doesn't really know. If you think she was magic to listen to and get to know as a celebrity, imagine what it was like to get to know her as a friend.
Yes. Right. How did you first connect with Tina Turner? How did that happen?
You know, it's see, I start to cry. This.
Sure.
I know
Yeah.
that this is affecting me because it hits me. I was working with Kevin Aquan. He got me a job. I mean, I was working with Janet Jackson, actually, and Janet Jackson's manager, Roger Davies. Roger Davies, as you know, Jim, I think you know, that's the man that discovered her in the 80s when she had lost everything and was working Vegas. And Roger Davies is the man in the movie that came to the Vegas show and saw her and said, I'm going to make you a star. We're getting you out of here. Roger Davies was the winner. So I was working with Janet Jackson, and Roger Davies just happened to be Janet Jackson's manager.
Mm.
So Kevin Aquan, the famous makeup artist who everybody knew and loved, that passed away also, another one. Oh, that's heavy. He said, I was working with him and Janet, and Tina came to the VH1 Vogue Fashion Awards, and she looked terrible. She was in an Issey Miyake top with gorilla sleeves, this big fur. She looked cool, but it was a little much, and I knew she could look better. And Kevin Aquan said, I don't care what you do, Tina needs Wayne.
Mm.
Tina must have Wayne. So Kevin is a big influence in my career.
Yeah.
And Roger Davis said, sure, the next job we'll give to Wayne. And the next job, ready for this, was Hanes. Hanes Stockings, which was the biggest campaign that Hanes ever did, and it was Tina Turner. You don't put limits on my life, you know, and her legs were short. It was amazing. And I met Tina at that job. And the first day she came into my room at the Bel Air Hotel, and she said, all these clothes are for me. I'm not trying on all these clothes. I had about 7 suites connected, those bungalows at the Bel Air in California. And I had racks of clothes because I was nervous and I wanted her to like me. So I brought too many clothes. It was a 3-day shoot with Peter Lindbergh, the famous photographer who also just passed away. That's 4 people
Yes.
we've already said in the last few minutes. And she came in the room and she was scared and she ran out. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I failed. And she came back in laughing, which was great, this big raucous laugh. And she goes, let's go, let's get started. And we just started trying things on. And the idea for that shoot was Judy Garland backstage in rehearsal when she was 20, 30 years old. So I had her in a big sweater, a towel around her neck, tap shoes, you know, and it ended up being this iconic campaign. And that evening, Tina said, I want you to meet somebody very special in my life. Tina had I don't know if this is not to be talked about, but Tina had a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And her name was Rhonda Graham. And Rhonda Graham, Tina met when she was with Ike. And Rhonda had slept with Ike. So Tina found out. So since Rhonda had slept with Ike, she felt so bad that she did that to Tina that she became this loyal assistant, friend, and then eventually girlfriend, and helped her raise her children and took care of her career until she passed away during COVID of COVID-related, I don't want to say cancer, but COVID-related sickness. So Tina lost her son, Craig, to suicide, Rhonda and her other son, all within a couple of years. So it's been a devastating few years. But we were on the Hanes shoot. I know I dropped a bomb about that girlfriend. We'll come back to that. We were on the shoot for Hanes, and we were in a big dinner at the end of the shoot. The Bel Air has this outdoor restaurant, and it was me and her manager, Roger, and her bodyguard, and a bunch of people, the clients. And this one crazy lady jumped up at the table and said, you are against abuse of women, and you are not a love of women. And this crazy fan had snuck into the dinner. We don't know how she got in. We don't know how she got past security, but she was going after Tina. So all the men jumped up, and the security came, and they got her out of the room and sent her away. And then Roger Davies said, sit on the other side of Tina. Now, I had just met her. So, but you know, when you get people naked, to put clothes on them. You guys get to know each other really fast. It kind of breaks the ice really quickly. And I sat on one side of her and Roger sat on the other, and the bodyguards had to leave. And he said, would you mind getting Tina back to her bungalow? This was a little bit of a scary night. Just walk her back to her room so she's safe. So I said, okay. And Tina, I'm going to cry again. She, I think you have a picture of me and her sitting at that dinner. She's not wearing any makeup. It's just me and her. And I stood up and she took my arm like your favorite grandma. And she wrapped her arm in mine and she said, "Tell me about yourself, Wayne." And we walked in the dark with the night blooming jasmine smelling like heaven at the Bel Air Hotel. I'll never forget it.
If you look at your monitor, you can see it now on your
Yeah,
phone there. You see it?
that's me and Tina on Haynes. And then there's an older one. That's
This
me and
is a
Tina.
terrific one. Look how
That's the
happy
week-
she is.
That's the week we met. That was getting her ready for Haynes.
This was the week.
That's on the set. We're getting her ready for a shot on the set. That's my assistant behind her. He's de-linting her. She had some lint on her sweater. But she loved me like that, and that was only 2 days in of our friendship. And we went to her room, and she said, I just have to tell you, she said, my life has been so dangerous. She said, even though me and Ike are split up, he still sends people to hurt me. And so what the fans don't know is that's us. That's the dinner I'm talking about. She has no makeup on. No one's ever seen the pictures of Tina in no makeup, but that's me and her
Beautiful
at
woman.
our first dinner together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I walked her back to her room and she said, life is dangerous. It's never stopped being dangerous for me, Wayne. And I'm not safe when Ike is still alive. So when Mike wasn't around, he would send bad people. But anyway, that's how we met. And she said, I want you to meet the love of my life, which was Rhonda Graham. And I met Rhonda on that job. And then me and Rhonda became a connected team to work with Tina. And whatever Tina needed came through Rhonda, or Tina would call. But when Tina went off tour, she doesn't like to talk on the phone. So you couldn't talk to Tina off tour. You could only really talk to her at work. So we worked together on many videos, many personal appearances. I flew to Africa with her. You have a video of me and her in Africa together. She put me in a couple of videos, and we became friends for life. And it just, to this day, I've been doing a couple of interviews. I told you I did 3. You're one of them. And the exhaustion of the grief, that's me in the video. We were shooting Something Beautiful Remains, was it?
Yeah.
Something Remains. Yeah, that's me. They asked me to get on the back of the truck in Cape Town. That's me and Kevin Aquan, the famous makeup artist. They asked me to get on the back of the truck because we were going very fast driving down the beach. And they said, hold on to Tina so she doesn't fall. And little did I know I got in the video. So it's kind of great. And that's me and Kevin on Table Mountain in South Africa. And we're shooting a commercial video. We're shooting, what song was that? And you wonder sometimes how you care. That's that one. The other one was Simply the Best on the Mountain. I don't remember. We're shooting on the mountain, and she's in a white outfit on top of the biggest mountain in Africa. And it just was an amazing time. That day was an amazing time in my life. And Kevin right there has also passed away. So can you believe that 5 people, the most famous people in this industry that I've spoken about, are all passed away? That's my mom and dad.
That's your mom and dad.
Yeah, my mom and dad at Radio City Music Hall, and that's me with short hair behind Tina. I took them backstage, and she was in a very bad mood that night. And I said, my mom and dad, I want them to meet Tina. And Roger said, tonight's not a good night. And I said, Roger, tonight's the only night. And then Tina said, oh my God, it's Barbara, Mr. and Mrs. Lukas. Bring them back here. Get those parents in here. And she was just as loving to my mom and dad. And look at my dad. He's passed away also.
Yes.
So it's been a mind-boggling time, because the world lost a light, and they lost an energy that, I said this to you once before about people coming through and then leaving really fast. That's Peter Lindbergh, who's also passed away. And that is Peter shooting Tina at her house in Villa Anna Fleur in the south of France. We did a big shoot for Bazaar magazine. And that just was a very special day. Everybody was there. That's when I met Erwin for the first time, her husband. But Rhonda was also there, hanging around, taking care of things. And it was magic. Those days were magic. But Tina, that on that day, she said, Wayne, I want to show you something. And I said, okay. So she goes, come with me. And that house is all stone. You see the fireplace? Behind the fireplace was this big staircase. It was like something you'd see in Gone with the Wind, but it was all made of rock. Wow. So it was this amazing staircase. And she grabbed my hand and she ran me up the spiral staircase. And she stopped halfway and she went, Nam yo ringekyo, Nam yo ringekyo. Because as you're running up the staircase, there's a Buddhist temple right there on the staircase. And she did
Ooh.
2 little chants, and we ran past, and she goes, this is my new room. And I look, and it's a bedroom that's all stone. And I go, wow. And she goes, see this painting over here in the wall, Wayne? I go, yeah. She goes, that painting is in there. And I go, what? She goes, that painting is out there. And she's pointing at the window. I'm like, what are you saying? She goes, and she grabs the curtain, she rips them open, and I look, and this man had painted the ruins of Rome. Tina had the architects come to the south of France, and they built the ruins of Rome on the mountain outside her house. So when you looked out her bedroom window, you were looking at Roman ruins, and there was a balcony, and you could get in a little tiny boat, and you could ride across the water to the woods.
Wow.
And it just, and then she built an amphitheater. And when you go to her house, you would do karaoke, and she built a full Greek amphitheater all the way down in the mountain, and then these seats, these stone seats, and she would go out and sing, or you could go sing and have drinks, and there were wild cats all over the property. It was
That's
just
incredible.
a magic place. You know, I was so lucky, and Roger Davies was the one that saved her, and he brought me in, and he knew that was Hanes also. She's wearing Isaac Mizrahi and Christian Louboutin custom shoes that I had. I closed the factory and made 575 custom pair of those shoes for her for the world tour.
Wow.
She was one of the first celebrities to wear Christian Louboutin. They all speak about it now like it's this fabulous thing.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who he was when I got those shoes.
Wow.
That was a major day. That was a beautiful day. They put on, we were calling that the monkey dance, because she got on the set and she just started doing this weird dance, swinging the arms, because Peter Limper kept saying, bigger, wider, bigger, wider. So instead of just doing Tina moves, she started doing this flailing dance, but it was so unique. And it was on the New York set at Paramount, at the Universal, the Paramount Studios or Universal, and they were pumping her music over the loudspeaker. So it was just unreal to be in that presence. And 2 lots over, they were shooting the Brady Bunch movie with Shelley. So Tina is performing, and we turned around and looked, and there's the whole cast of the Brady Bunch. And when she's done, they're all cheering and clapping. So it's been a glorious time. And the personal times with her were, I said in another show, Tina would ask one person on tour. That was the launch of O Magazine, and Tina came and performed.
She was with Oprah Winfrey, who had some beautiful things to say recently about Tina. Yeah.
I custom made that dress for Tina for the party. It was a little tiny party in New York City, but everybody was there and Tina performed. I know people want to believe that Oprah and her were just great friends, but I don't quite. You know, it was nice and it was good for business. And Tina we did the Wildest Dreams tour, Be Your Wildest Dream with Oprah. But I mean, come on, you know, she did a speech last night about Tina, her and Gail King, and I thought they've known her for maybe 10 years. I've known her for 20, 30. You know, like it's okay, but when you talk about my friend, I want to talk about the stories. Like you'd be on tour and she'd say, Wayne, what are you doing tonight? You want to have dinner? And you'd be like, I made that dress too with CD green. It's all mirrors glued on it. And I said,
really? That's beautiful.
All mirrors glued on a see-through dress, and that's like 170,000 fans. It's like no concert you've ever seen anymore. And they're all singing the song in her.
Is this that one that's in the Guinness records? 180,000 people. That was like extraordinary. Is that?
It could have been, because all the fans were singing Simply the Best with an accent, and the whole place was rocking.
Written by Holly Knight. Yeah.
You couldn't get over it. So she would ask one of us to go to dinner on tour, and we'd be like, dinner with Tina Turner, okay. And you go up to her room, and there's a hallway, and she'd have the whole top floor of the hotel, and you would walk down the hallway past bodyguard, 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 bodyguard. That's the cover of Elle magazine, and that skirt was the skirt that I used that ended up creating this whole dress. Because of that skirt for Elle magazine, I created this whole dress for her. Amazing, right? So I actually have that skirt here.
Do you really?
Yeah, right here. This is the exact skirt that Tina wore on the cover of Elle magazine. That's the skirt. Can you believe it?
That's incredible.
There's the lace. There's the lace on the bottom.
There's the lace on the bottom. Wow.
Yep, it's about 900 pounds. It's probably worth, they said, about $175,000 now, because if you look here, Gianni Versace,
I hope you don't
he
have any
passed
spaghetti
away.
sauce on your hands.
I know. Gianni Versace was murdered right after he made this dress. So another person passed away, but you see the label. This was the very last Gianni Versace label sewn into any dress for a celebrity. Let me get the camera on it. Atelier Versace. And they sewed this in, and then he passed away a little bit later. So you see these stitches? No one's seen this. All these stitches here are hand stitched by Gianni Versace all around the cups. He worked on the whole dress for me. So I mean, it's mind-boggling. So back to she said, come to dinner. You'd go upstairs. Tina would be in a robe, and she'd have no wig on. So she'd have these beautiful gray Egyptian braids, these big, thick, beautiful braids. And she sat down, and she would actually order a dinner, and the food would be rolled up. It'd be a table with 2 plates and 1 meal. And Tina would actually open the tray, and she'd cut your food, and she'd serve your food on your plate, and she'd give you potatoes, and she'd give you some meat. And then she'd say, tell me how the tour is going. Are you happy? Are you getting everything you need? I'm so glad. Thank you for the dress last week. It was one of those kind of dinners like you'd have with your grandma when you visited your grandma or your best friend. And you'd talk, and then she'd go, okay, dinner's done. And she goes, and she'd wink, and she goes, we got a show to do, Wayne. And she'd go in the back room, and she'd come out in a Yohji Yamamoto or Armani outfit. She'd have the wig on, and all of a sudden, my grandmother, my best friend, was Tina Turner. She goes, let's put on a show. And she would just prance down that hallway past all the bodyguards, and you would just be blown away. I would just have to step back and let her be Tina Turner. And every night she performed big. I must have seen the concert 9,800 times. And every night she would never give up, and she would never give half a show. And every night you'd be wiped out, and she'd want to keep going. So Tina loved all of you. She loved her fans, and she loved people. And from going through so much abuse, she knew what it was like to fall apart and fail. She knew what it was like to pick herself back up again, and she knew what it was like to care for people. And that's who she was. I've talked a lot. I'm sorry I talked too much. Sorry.
No, this is it's incredible. I mean, you can see, the respect and the love and the
I love
admiration,
her.
and she really trusted you to design these incredible designs for her performances. And again, that music video, I mean, really extraordinary stories that you're sharing with us here, Wayne. Look at this one.
That was on the video. I mean, how amazing to be able to be part of her life like that, and for her to trust so fast. And that's my friend Cara, who's been on your show, Cara Young.
Cara Young, yes, that's right.
We did a great shoot where I made Cara Young, Tina Turner in the same dress. Look at her in the same dress. That's the same dress, and Cara Young ruled in it. And I thought Tina Turner would be so proud if she saw Cara wearing that dress. Interracial woman who came from nothing, and Cara, interracial, built her way up and found her way. And it's like, it's these powerful Black women. But I always say it's not just Black, it's powerful women. And Cara is like the best sister, friend, lover you could ever have. So for me, God, and I give God the power. I'm sorry, everybody, if you don't believe, but I do. And my source is that God keeps giving me magic women in my life to show me that I'm worth it, and that I'm valuable, and that I matter. Cara makes me know that I matter. Tina let you know that you mattered. You mattered. And she told you you were talented. And she told you you were good. And she told you that she loved and appreciated you. So how can you fail? How do you fail that?
Exactly right. You mentioned Cara, who is, a tremendous person as well. And she was, like you said, a guest on the show, and she even made a little video for us as well.
Hello, Gym Masters. Congratulations to 3 years. My name is Cara Young, and I was so proud and so pleased to be a part of your show. And I hope I'll one day be a levity.
She already is a levity for sure, isn't she?
You can hear her dog. You can hear her dogs breathing.
Yes, that's right. People were saying that they heard that when we aired that on the anniversary show. She's sweetheart, supermodel extraordinaire, and just so actress. I mean, everything. Just a super talented, extraordinary person.
You know what?
As is Tina Turner.
A woman that's come from, her parents were interracial, very dark mom, and very light skin, almost ginger pale father in the military. and they were married, 50s, 60s when it wasn't okay. So she has lived a very rough life. She became a supermodel. She used to have a silver tooth, and they couldn't afford to fix the tooth until she was 16. So she spent her life not as in some ways an ugly duckling, but a beautiful personality and girl. And then she got the tooth done, and I'm telling you, she became one of the biggest supermodels in the world, and
Yeah.
kind as all get out, loving, caring, takes care of her family, takes care of her friends. I mean, thank you, God, for giving me these women. Good women change the world. I hate to tell you.
It's very true. And they don't usually are not the ones that start the wars and the big
Nope.
battles.
And they
Uh,
don't, Anna Mae, my friend Anna Mae, that was my tour book. I did that shoot for Haynes. I used to scream when Tina would be bad on the shoot. I'd be like, Anna Mae, get it together. And she would get so mad at me, but at least she'd laugh. We would have some fun. She was very special to me. And I sang one night. At the end of the show, she comes out and does an encore of Nutbush City Limits.
mhm.
Those are private Polaroids that nobody's ever seen before. That's from Elle Magazine, shot in Cape Town. Those are beautiful. I have them in my collection here. I sang Nutbush City Limits, and she came down with the microphone and gave me the mic, and I closed the show. I don't know where we were, but it was so much fun singing that from the audience,
Yeah,
I have
absolutely.
this is her on, I don't know if you can see this. This is her on the set of Haynes. She's in black lace see-through um, pants by Gucci. And this is her singing on the set of Haynes for that shoot. I have so many of these like old school pictures of her. This is Tina hanging off a Haynes stocking off a crane. You see that? She's hanging on a crane to show how resilient and strong the stockings were. How cool is that? So I have all the
Incredible.
behind the scenes photos that I've never really shown anybody. I've got to put them in a book, right?
Yes, absolutely. This is really a beautiful shot, really
Which
very
one?
natural. And yeah, I really, really like
This
this
is
one.
Tina's in a Donna Karan velvet coat, and that was for Elle Magazine. Gilles Ben Simone shot it. We were in Cape Town, South Africa. That was our very first photo shoot together after Haynes. And what did I know? A kid from New Jersey. I always want to tell you guys this. What did I know? A kid from New Jersey going to South Africa on the Concorde and shooting Tina Turner. I mean, I was so lucky. So that was shot in a studio, and that Elle Magazine was very popular. But that's the real Tina right there. That's who she
Yes,
is.
that's the real
And
Tina Turner.
didn't take much makeup. And the best thing is you go in her room and she'd have 50 of those wigs, whatever wig she was for that tour, there'd be 50 of them hanging on a rack on the wall. So you'd see all these Tina heads. And no one knows this, but Tina, sewed her own wigs. So she would be sitting on the bed with a needle and thread. I used to call her the rock and roll Betsy Ross. She would be
Wow.
sitting on her bed sewing African hair into her wigs to make them bigger. Or she'd send them out to have somebody else dye them, but she sewed them herself. Can you
Wow. I
believe?
don't think a lot of people do realize that.
Well,
Wow.
nobody was doing hair weaves and wefts back then. It was wigs you bought in a store, and wigs for black hair were like $14. It was like not these $8,000 wigs we have now. So she decided to make her own, and she did, because when she was with Ike, those wigs were not expensive, and you could see the line and you could see the fake. Tina's hair always looked amazing. She always smelled good too. She was an angel. Tina was a light. And, sometimes this is going to sound so weird, but I'm just picturing, you know, abuse when, you beat a child. Well, no, here's a good way. When you beat a dog and the dog still comes back and licks the hand of the owner that beat it,
Yeah. Right.
that kind of overall loving yourself not enough to know that you shouldn't get beaten, but in the process, not hating your beater or your
Right.
abuser
Right.
is a big step. And because of the boys, no matter what you read these days in the papers, because of the boys, Tina never really blacklisted their father. And Ike did discover her, and he was a horror show. But, Tina says, I moved on. She said, Wayne, they smashed my face. I had my nose broken 45 times. She said, that's why I got my nose fixed. But she said, what am I going to do? It got smashed. It's healed. I look better. I move on, and it'll never happen again. That's the key, ladies out there. It'll never happen again.
Yes. That's the key
You
to remember.
stay. Self-esteem and self-worth are really two words that I find that help me about Tina, because if you have those two things, this stuff wouldn't happen. We'd all leave sooner. I still have clients that abuse and don't pay attention and don't pay on time. And I still don't have enough self-worth myself after 38 years to say, hey, you owe me the money, pay me. I got to pay my bills. But, we kind of kowtow and, oh, please, can you help? Tina taught you to stand strong. And, Kevin made sure that Tina was very supportive of the LGBTQI, generation. And Tina would do videos for Kevin. Don't worry, kids. You got this. You're going to make it, and that kind of stuff. Liza Minnelli would do it and Tina would do it. I got to work with Liza. I got to work with Tina. I got to work with Lisa Marie. I got to work with these women that had addiction, that came back from addiction, that, had famous parents, that didn't have think about meeting all these women and knowing, like, yes, guys, you can make it. Yes, guys, your kid failed school, your husband hit you, your grandmother drinks, your mother's abusive, but you know what? You have extraordinary value just as you are. No one else matters but you. And then when
Exactly.
you
You're
take
right.
care of yourself and fill your well, you can go take care of your kids, but you got to fill your well first.
Have you talked to Janet Jackson as far as her feelings about Tina Turner and the
She's
loss of
on
Tina?
tour right now, and I wrote her on WhatsApp, and I said, Janet, are you going to do any tribute to Tina? And I haven't heard back. So when she's on tour, sometimes that WhatsApp number, I don't get through to her fast because it's her private number. But Tina and Janet and the Jacksons all came up at the same time. And Janet was very young when Tina came through. But Tina was rough with Janet. She used to say to me, I don't know about that girl. She's got to do this. And I got to see her and tell her to do this, because they had the same management. So it's funny how she felt more motherly to Janet than like a fan. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Janet would take her shirt off and Tina would go, she's got her shirt off, Wayne. Did you do that picture? I go, no, that was before me, So, and as sexy as Tina was, my favorite story is getting on a private jet after a show, and Tina came off the stage in this beaded number, and she went into the bathroom, and she came out, and she was in little capri pants like from the 50s, and little flat shoes by Manolo Blahnik, and a little little granny twin set, and little gold rimmed granny glasses. And she sat down, she put on a blanket, and you just look at her like, wait a minute. 45 minutes ago, you were just in front of 160,000 people, shaking your tail feather to Nutbush city limits. And now you're sitting here in a little granny outfit. And she goes, where's my book? And she had this little French accent, wherever it came from, I don't know, because she's from Nutbush. And she said, where's my book, Wayne? And her manager handed her these two giant books. And the books were the Jackie O auction at Christie's. No one knows, many people don't know, but Tina's idol was Jackie Onassis, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. So all she wanted to do after the show was go through the catalogs and choose what she wanted to buy at the auction. So she spent the whole flight just licking her finger and going through the catalog and marking things she wanted to buy at the Jackie O auction. And it was charming that she looked up to Jackie as the way she spoke. And Tina would say in interviews, I would try to copy her inflections and her quiet talk and her. So when Tina wasn't Tina, she was trying to be Jackie. And that kind of is amazing to me.
That's incredible, huh?
Yeah. I don't tell all these stories. I'll put them in the book, but I don't tell everything all the time.
So for you, what are your favorite Tina Turner songs? There's so many hits.
Well, for dancing and crazy, I love Nutbush City Limits. I really love it. I've seen River Deep Mountain High. That just gave me chills and I want to cry. I've probably seen it 975,000 times, because after 4 years being on 4 world tours, you go to the show every night. And it was the same dance and the same magic. But one of my favorite songs is like, I Don't Want to Fight. I don't want to fight anymore. And I love that video. I didn't do it. That was Peter Lindbergh. And I love that video. She's in jeans and that big white shirt. I don't care who's wrong or right. I don't want to fight anymore. I mean, I just love that song. And I love the breakdown. Holding on to the past only stands in your way. And then I cry because she was my friend. And she taught you in those songs, if you listen to the words, she was teaching you, but she wasn't shoving it down your throat. And those would be my Tina songs that when they come on, I really get moved. And I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a 60-minute special If you guys Google it on YouTube, it's 60 Minutes with
Incredible.
Tina Turner and Mike Wallace.
Oh, yeah.
During that shoot, it's on tape somewhere, not in the special, but tape Motherless Child. Tina sings a cappella with a guitar. That's oxymoron, isn't it? A cappella with a guitar. She sings with a guitar only, Motherless Child, the Mahalia Jackson hit. It will make you bleed from your ears. It is so beautiful because the truth of the matter is Tina always felt like a motherless child because she was Anna Mae and Ike came looking for her. Her mother kept telling Ike where she was because the mother wanted the fame and the glory more than she cared that her daughter was safe. But try to look that up, Motherless Child by Tina Turner, and she's singing it on the 60 Minutes special with Mike Wallace. And me and Kevin Aquan, if this is the camera, we were here and Tina was here. So I was able to stand right in her face behind the camera while she's singing this song with just a simple guitar. They were going to do something no one knows about. They were going to, instead of going on tour again, remember MTV Unplugged?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
She was going to do an unplugged section where she sang with 3 guitars, all of her hits, and that was going to be the tour. So we tried it in Copenhagen, and it was the most, she would sit in the middle of all the guys, and you would just melt because it was just that voice. And she had a little black mini skirt by Annie Kwan and these little Walter Steiger boots and a Versace shirt that I got her all in black, and she would just sit on a stool and sing like she was your best friend. And I wish that had happened. I wish that they had done that had come to fruition.
She fell in love. She fell in love with her husband of many years and fell in love also with Switzerland.
Tina,
beautiful place.
Tina had an issue with America because the U.S. she's a star. She never stopped being a star in Europe. It never stopped. It was so big, so much bigger than America.
Sometimes that happens. That happened with Jerry Lewis. France loved Jerry Lewis. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Germany loved David Hasselhoff.
And they still do. I just did the Baywatch documentary. They still do.
Did you? Yeah.
That's coming out within the year, I think. You're gonna. Kara's in it too.
Wow.
But America never did right by Tina. I hate to say it to people, but it's commercial, and you can die here in a career where you're still famous over in Europe because they respect you for all the levels of you and not just what you gave them the last tour. We're such a disposable society that, look at Celine Dion. She's very sick right now. She had to cancel more tours. No one's talking about her. No one's caring about her except those of us that love her. So it's funny how you can be disposable in America when you give your heart and soul, you sing these songs, and these women that like Celine and like Tina, and Patti LaBelle, they don't sing just for the money. They sing from their souls.
Yes.
So they're giving you a piece of their soul. And then if you don't love them back, it's rough. But Tina loves Switzerland. Her house in the south of France was above the Côte d'Azur. So you drive up from Cannes, up the mountain, and you'd be on the top of the mountain. And that was Tina's house. And the funniest story is the walls opened. And they were all glass, but they opened and they rolled back into the building. And Tina wanted an illusion pool, with no edge at the edge of the mountain. She was on a cliff. So they built this illusion pool, and she was so fabulous. And she said, Wayne, I was so proud. I spent all this money, and I built this illusion pool with no edge to look out to the ocean. So it would look like my pool was an ocean. And she goes, me and Erwin sat down. Oh, my God, they built the pool too high. They built the pool so high that when she sat on the couch, all she could see was the pool and no view and no ocean. So she raised her floor in the house so that she could get the view of the illusion of the ocean out in the. It's amazing stuff, and she just was a blast. She was a blast to be around. She had wild cats that ran the property in the south of France, and she said, I was thinking one of them has no eye. I'm thinking of calling the vet and taking this really big pear-shaped diamond I have. Maybe they can put it there so that when the cat walks around at night, I can see the diamond. I thought, this lady's heaven. I love this lady. Put the diamond in the cat's eye so the cat looks cool, but it's, a hope diamond. Hello.
Why do you think, the coverage on the passing of Tina Turner, rightfully so, has been extraordinary. And so many people from all different cultures and backgrounds have been expressing their shock and grief, sadness, their memories. There'll never be another. it's been very potent, very beautiful too, very touching, very beautiful. Everybody's celebrating as we are on the show. What do you think it is about this time in our lives and about Tina Turner that is really hitting a chord with so many
The
people
dancer.
worldwide?
Yeah, I think with Private Dancer, I think with Kathleen is saying something. Yeah, Kathleen, a lot of people care about Celine, but she's not getting the coverage in the American press like she should be getting for her music, for her life, and for her suffering right now. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
But no one's giving her, taking care of her. No one's calling the check on her. I know there are people that work for her. But anyway, it's because after Mad Max Thunderdome, that got Tina to a bigger audience. Tina was supposed to be in The Color Purple, which would have been great. She was supposed to play Shug Avery. Could you imagine? Sister, you've been on my mind.
That's
How
what I
good
had
was that?
heard. And
Yeah.
she didn't went to Oprah, the role, but what was it about why she didn't do it again?
I
Was she on
don't.
tour, involved with something
She
else,
was
another project?
traveling and she was involved in another project and she couldn't do it. But that would have been the role of a lifetime. And so I think because Tina had crossover from our parents in the 50s and 60s who knew Tina, they loved her. The Black culture loved Tina. The white culture, they had said, if you watch those movies, Tina said, Wayne, I'd be in that stage and these white audiences would be cheering and dancing like
Yeah.
she crossed over young. And then as she got older, Private Dancer became an anthem, and Mad Max's songs became an anthem, and Simply the Best became an anthem. It's in
Yeah.
TV car commercials now. So
We don't need another
everybody,
hero. And
yeah, everybody could touch one of Tina Turner's anthems because her anthems touched everybody's life. And then when they did the movie with Angela Bassett, that gave her worldwide fame to a younger audience. My friend just said yesterday, isn't it sad that my kids are never going to know who Tina Turner is? And I said, that's because this generation never goes backward. Everything is immediate and they move forward. But
Right.
you can teach them. You can teach them. You can show them.
And then, of course, that musical too, the jukebox musical, Tina.
Oh.
Did you get a chance to see it?
Did you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
My friend Jamie DeRoy. Well, you can see
Oh,
Roger
Jamie
Davis.
DeRoy. She was a guest on the show. Jamie.
My
Yeah.
friend, we're like this. I love her. She took me. She's a producer for Broadway.
Yes.
I'll tell you said hi. Jamie DeRoy took me to see Tina. And I have to tell you, Roger Davies is in the show. Irwin is in the show. And Rhonda Graham is in the show. The three people I spoke about that were the loves of her life. And the best thing about that show was I actually sat at the final scene. I hated the dress that she wore at the end because I designed the dresses for that tour. I always said, why didn't they just call me? I would have given them the archives and the sketches, But the final dress, if anybody hasn't seen the show, the whole stage turns around and you're seeing Tina from the back and she's going up the stairs to open in front of a huge audience. And then the whole stage turns around and she performs. And I sat in the theater and everybody jumped up and I sat in the theater and I sobbed. I sobbed like a baby because without my self-esteem and self-respect, I didn't respect how big my life had been when I did that tour. And I was able to relive so much of my time with Tina watching the Broadway show and not making it about me, but just knowing my failure to launch, to not know that I had value already and that I was part of something so big. The best thing about celebrities is not knowing celebrities. If they're great, that's great. But the best thing about celebrities is being part of something so big in this world that makes a change that it never goes away. I can look back over I was watching a video the other day to get something doing something for People magazine. And I'm looking and I'm going, oh my God, I was on top of Table Mountain in South Africa with Kevin. Oh my God, I'm in Copenhagen designing with Gianni Versace. There I am. I'm on the best beach in South Africa. My parents are backstage at Radio City. And I'm just a kid from New Jersey. Right now, I'm in my mom's house in my old office. And I'm talking to you because she had multiple strokes a couple weeks ago. So I came home to help my mom. But, the reality of life is one thing. And then the actuality is I have been so amazingly blessed. And I'm telling you, it's not all it's cracked up to be because I say life is a series of horrific speed bumps. And all we get are tiny bits of joy in between the speed bumps. And if you don't believe that it's speed bumps, look at how bad it is before it's good. And in those bad times, you pray, you meditate, you thank God. And I'm going to say one more religious thing. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm feeling very spiritual with Tina lately. Job in the Bible said, he anointeth my head with oil, my cup runneth over. And when Job said that, he was suffering, covered in boils, and he was in such a terrible place. And the whole point of the story is you praise Jesus, you praise the universe, whatever you have to praise, but you do it when you're in the pit. Because if you praise from the pit and you have faith that it's going to be better, it will get better and it will be more huge and you get to know who you really are. So I always say, he anointeth my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Even when it's bad, because if I praise God
Yeah.
when I'm suffering,
Right.
I'm already out of the suffering because I believe that God is going to take me to the other side. So Tina Turner, I will tell you one more thing. She bought for everybody on tour the book Conversations with God, and she made everybody read it on the tour. Is it Neil Donald Walsh, that book? It's an amazing book.
Yeah.
And it was so stupendous because I just did Inside Edition with Deborah Norville. And
Yes.
Deborah's an old friend. Now, when Deborah had lost the Today Show, she was devastated. And I had just met her for a shoot for her new show, Inside Edition. And when she lost the Today Show, we were on a shoot together. And she was just not happy. And I said, can I give you something? I said, this was given to me by Tina Turner. I said, I need it back because she signed it. But I said, I think you need this right now. And cut to 30 years later, I'm at a party with Cara. And who walks in? But Deborah Norville is one of Cara's good friends. I had no idea.
Wow.
Deborah runs up to me and she goes, Wayne. And I said, Deborah, it's so good to see you. And she looked at her guest and she said, Wayne is the one that gave me Conversations with God that changed my life. So you guys out there, all you ladies, you don't know. Your little things you do for people, your little bits of faith that you share, your struggles, finding your answers and letting people know it isn't all it's cracked up to be. I know my
That's
Instagram
right.
looks great, but I'm falling apart. Those are the things that help change the world. And people know 30 years later that you love them. Should I tell you one more thing?
Absolutely.
The other night, a producer called from Inside Edition and she said, okay, you're going to be on the show. You're going to talk about Tina Turner. Can you tell me how you met Deborah Norville? And I said, yeah, I was on a shoot with Deborah and I gave her this book, Conversations with, and then I stopped and I started to cry. And I said, oh my gosh, Tina Turner gave me the book Conversations with God on tour. And I gave the book to Deborah Norville. And now I'm going on the Deborah Norville show to talk about Tina Turner's life and her passing. And then the producer said, can I tell you something? I'm covered in chills. And I said, why? And she said, my boyfriend gave me the book 2 weeks ago because his mom committed suicide. And he told me this book carried me through. And in that moment on the phone 3 nights ago, Tina, Deborah, and God were there. And I thought, if this isn't a message from my spiritual friend Tina, I don't know what is, because just like now, I'm breaking out in chills, and chills mean confirmation. It means that what
Yes.
you're talking about is real.
Right.
So, guys, please share. It's too short. And people, I need more Tina. I need Tina to know if I have a kid. I need Tina to know if I succeeded or failed. I need to be able to call her and say, how do you handle something like this? Because she'll tell you. And if you were wrong, she'll make you know you were wrong. And then she'll tell you how to do it right.
Do you
So-
think it's God that got Tina through a lot of the things that she dealt with? She turned to God. She turned to the source.
Before Buddhism, I would say that God was her source. And after Buddhism, Tina did still speak about God. So I think that God knows the people that need to be here. And as you just said before, why do so many people know about Tina? Because Tina, I'm going to say this, was like God on earth to many. It spoke through her eyes, it spoke through her healing, and it spoke through her voice. And someone can hear a Tina song and cry and get over their own relationship. Someone can get strength from Tina's song. Someone can get strength from Tina talking in an interview. When you watch her, it's eloquent. This is a girl that used to, and this is not a euphemism, actually used to pick cotton in Nutbush, and the mother would take her money to buy food for the family. I mean, this girl came from nothing. And she became Tina Turner, and we all fell in love with her because she gave everything she had to all of us. You got everything on the table at every concert. I promise you, everything was laid on the table. And she shared everything. And I do think that I said about Kevin Aquan, God sends certain people. I said it about Jim Masters, doing these shows. If somebody talks about getting over alcoholism, going to Al-Anon, finding spirituality, Jim, you're changing the world. It doesn't feel like it every day. It can feel like it's tough for you too on your speed bumps, but what you're doing is changing the planet. And we just had a thing together, Jim. I failed somebody who I really like, but you know what? He anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. All I can do is apologize and send love and fix things. You know what I mean?
That's
And
what it's
that's what we
about,
all can
right?
do out there. Yeah, that's what it's about, and that's how you love, and that's how you share love. And this show is going out to loads of people. It gets rerun over and over. And my boyfriend committed suicide 10 years ago. Boyfriend couldn't be gay. That was anti-God. I was raised a born-again Christian, but you know what? I had to make peace with who I was becoming, and then I had to make peace on how I was going to heal. So if somebody wants to talk about healing, I can talk about healing. If you want to talk about fashion, I'll talk about fashion. And I'm a work in progress. I'm telling you, the days are bad sometimes, but when the days are good, they're really good because
That's it.
God is there. Jim is there. Tina
That's right.
was here, but Tina's here in my head. And
Yes. And in your heart.
I can't explain. It'll never change. It'll never change. It'll never. There's not many people I would say that touch us and stay. My Aunt Joan touched me and stayed. Tina touched me and stayed. And my
Has
boyfriend
there
Merle
been anybody
stayed.
in your life that is similar to Tina in a certain way? Were there any of the attributes that Tina had that you have in your life, or did a family member, relative, friend? Just that spirit that Tina
My Aunt Joan.
exuded.
My Aunt
Joan,
Joan loved
Joan.
me unconditionally. She wasn't as tough as Tina, but I miss her every day. She changed my life. She died of lupus. Anybody out there that's suffering from that? She lived a long time with it, and then she passed away.
Yeah.
She was great. Meryl Streep you don't know this, but she has Tina Turner energy. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever told her that either, but there's something about her when she sings, when she dances, when she emotes, and she's Meryl. And then when she gets small and she's quiet. When Meryl was doing Dancing at Lunessa, that was Glenn Close. Who was doing the movie with the violin? Yeah, Meryl was doing, she was a violin teacher. And when I went to meet Meryl for the first time, she came to the front door of a brownstone in New York, and she opened the door, and she had a violin under her neck, and she had the bow. And she goes, "Hello, it's nice to meet you. I'm Meryl." And I thought, bitch is going to play me violin now. Hello. She can also play violin. So I went in, and she had taken lessons for the movie, and she was playing violin for her mom. And I stood there and I watched, and it was beautiful. And Vanessa Williams, I'll tell you people out there, she got a dirty deal with that Miss America stuff because she has the Tina energy. She has the voice. She has the history, and she can change the world. She's
Yes.
kind, and
Yeah.
she's kind to a fault. And because she's been judged, Vanessa doesn't judge. She loves. And
Right.
Vanessa has God, and Vanessa has spirituality, and Vanessa believes in the psychic world and the metaphysical world, and it's a blending of all the things that make her special. But Vanessa's magic. She was pregnant, and I had to sew her in a dress, and we had a Dolce & Gabbana ball gown, and it was over her giant stomach. Her stomach was huge, and I was sewing the dress under her breasts so that I could make the dress look like it was one dress. And she kept saying, "Please, don't poke the baby." I was sewing this big maternity dress. Oh my gosh. And we fell in love, and we became friends. And my psychic Maria, who you may meet, Peppa Petros, introduced me to Vanessa Williams again years later. And I love that life. Wait, someone's talking about Celine. Do we answer them?
I'm thinking about what you're talking about, the correlation of these incredible people, the Vanessa Williams, who I've always enjoyed and admired as well, and brilliant actress too, as much as a fantastic singer. And of course, Tina Turner, who we love and we're honoring here. Tina Turner with Simply the Best, Vanessa Williams with Save the Best
Save the best
for
for last.
Last. When you think about what would be, how are you going to remember somebody that worked with her, knew her for many years, knew her personally? How are you going to remember this iconic woman, this iconic figure, Tina Turner?
At the end of every tour, she gave people gifts. And one tour, she used to, if you look at her video, she's wearing a thumb ring. And at the end of each tour, she gave a gift. And inside the thumb ring, she wrote, "In memoriam do futura," which means in memory of the future. And she gave each one of that and put it on our finger so we remember her forever. And it was an 18 karat gold ring, and we all cherished them. And then the very last time I saw her, she said, "I have something for you, Wayne. Come over here." And she was always rough with me when she called me over. And I came over and she stood there and she handed me something, and I went to open, and she slapped my hand and she goes, "Give me that." And she gave me this box, and she took the box and she opened the box, and inside the box was this beautiful white gold, huge men's ring. And I looked at it and I'm thinking, oh, I'm not getting a gold ring. It's not going to be the same as everybody else's. That's weird. And she grabs my hand like we're getting married, and she slides it on my finger, and I'll never forget it. I still have it, but I put it on the other day, and engraved in these big block Roman letters, it just says, "Remember me."
Mm. Mm.
And
Yeah.
it just moved me the other day. And how I'll remember Tina is, she didn't want to change you, didn't want to make you something you weren't. She had the ability to come into a room and love you exactly where you were at, love you exactly how you were, and she would see you as the person you were. And if she felt you had flaws, she'd never tell you. If she felt you could change something, she would suggest, "Be nicer to that assistant, Wayne," and then she'd walk away. Or she'd
Yeah.
suggest, "Did you call your mother today, Wayne?"
Yeah.
So she really was your best friend and your mom, and the girl that you're in love with, or your boyfriend, and everybody, your favorite neighbor, everybody wrapped into one. The best lady at church who makes sure she brings everybody brownies, and she was the ultimate earth mother, I would say. And her feet were grounded on this planet. Tina said at the end, she said, "I'm okay." She was so sick at the end on dialysis for hours. And she said, "I've done everything I wanted to do. I've been where I wanted to be, and I'm excited to see what's on the other side." She was looking forward to what's on the other side. I know that Erwin would love her to still be here. I know that I would love her to still be here. I know Roger would love her to still be here, her manager, and her friends. But Tina was very private, and at the end, she was a really private woman who knew how to love big, who knew how to find peace, and she's somebody to exemplary behavior as a human, I must say. I would say that I didn't hear one unkind thing out of her mouth. I didn't hear her treat anybody bad on the set, and her bodyguards loved her as much as her background dancers and her friends, and we were all lucky to be in her presence.
We've
She
been very
remained
lucky to have you in our presence
I
once again, my
love you.
friend. This
I
is, of
love you
course,
guys.
we said chat, maybe about 45 minutes. How about
Yeah.
an hour and 15?
Really?
Hey, when you're from the tri-state, that's nothing, right? That's just
Not
a
at all.
warm. That's just a warm up,
That's a drive to the Jersey Shore.
or out east on Long
Yeah,
Island,
the
or
Hamptons.
exactly right.
Well,
Thanks. I know you're busy and you have a lot going on, and I know there's grieving that's happening as well, as it is for everybody who loved and admired this extraordinary woman who we will always miss, who we were very fortunate to be alive at a time when Tina Turner was here. And with these memories, and the key is to keep the memories, keep, the passion and enthusiasm and thirst for life that Tina had within us, and share it with others. We have these people in our lives, personally and professionally, and then people that maybe you just admire from afar, and whatever it is, that spark that they have that resonates with you, take it as a message and pay it forward, which I think is so
and
really
remember,
important.
the miracle, the miracle's already here. The miracle's not
Yes,
coming. The miracle is not. God
it's
says to
here.
pray, pray for miracles. And Joel Osteen always says, pray big prayers. Don't just pray for corn, pray for the farm,
Pay
because
for it.
God's given you promises. But I want everybody to know the miracle's here, and really pay attention to how you see the miracles. How you see how things show up in your life, the small miracles and the big, the spaces between the speed bumps, how you see the spaces between the speed bumps, because God is there.
That's right. Exactly right, my
And
friend.
show up every day, and show up and praise whatever you have to praise, and be grateful. Because, and I'm not speaking of someone who, my boyfriend killed himself. My mother had massive ovarian cancer and 4 strokes last week. It's not as fabulous on the inside as it seems on the outside, but that doesn't mean we can't heal and have faith that this journey. So Carolyn Meese once said, who are you to judge somebody else's journey? And then how do you judge God's journey for you? How do you know better than God what's supposed to happen in your life?
Exactly right.
So I
My
miss my friend. I love
Yeah.
you. Um,
Right
I
back
think
at you.
that some of the ladies are annoyed with me, but that's okay. It's
No.
just how it is.
They
But the
they
perfect
are who they are,
well, the
as we
perfect
all are.
example is this. Tina's been on dialysis for 10 hours a day for a long time, all alone with her partner. And people go, we love you, Tina, but you know what? Mm, You know, America stopped writing about it. They stopped caring, and now she's gone. So, I mean, the process is love each other while we're here.
Why we're here. That's
Find your
right.
light, and you don't
Exactly.
have to be anything for me, and I don't have to be anything for you, except I have to love you.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. And that's not just given away freely.
No, it's
It's right.
not.
So many people just say it all the time and they don't really mean it. But
No, I love.
yeah.
Remember that scene in Sex and the City when Miranda was washing her husband's mother? She Ann Mira had run off and disappeared, and she came home, and Miranda put her in the bathtub and was washing her back. And then Magna, the maid, came in, and she said, "You love." You really, I have chills. She said, you really love. And it's my favorite scene of the whole series, that someone recognized what love looked like. And love meant washing your mom's back. Love meant taking
Yes.
a minute from yourself to check on your friend, to check that
That's
they've
right.
eaten, you know?
Right. Right. Exactly. It's so incredible. Yes. You're amazing, my friend. And
I love
thanks.
you. I love
Oh,
you. And everybody out there, if you need me, you know where to
we
find me.
are
I
here.
can help you. And
Yes.
I love you. I'll talk about suicide and God and Jesus and love. And I'll also talk about the bad things, because they're all around us too.
That's right. And you'll
Just
even talk
don't
about
let 'em
David Hasselhoff soon.
oh my God. I'll be on, but don't let the bad
No,
things
he's
get
going to be.
to you.
He's our resident guru, entertainment guru, joining us
Well,
here.
he's going to be on.
Huh?
Where's George
You,
Burns?
oh, you, oh, that, of course. Here he comes. Here he comes. There he
I'll
is.
do the glasses for him.
You got it.
Okay. Thank you, George. Good night, Gracie.
I tell you.
Good night, Gracie.
You look forward to him, as does
I
everybody.
love it.
That's the
I
first
love
time
it.
somebody actually asked for him. I love
I've
it.
got to give you your time. I talked too much tonight. I've got to give you your props.
No, hey, no, 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 no. This was terrific. Well, I appreciate it. And I really appreciate your coming by. You're a great friend and supporter of our show. There you go.
There you go. Backstage pass. Access all areas, except if you hate Wayne because of Celine Dion.
We love Celine Dion as
I
well.
love
We
her.
love
I'm,
all of these
I was
fantastic
I
people.
was dying to dress her before she just got sick. I was talking to her and Mariah's people. I was ready to do somebody else. So we'll see.
That's it. Well, my friend, thanks so much for really coming by our show, especially, we connected.
All right.
You and I are always connected, but on this today, this got put together very, very quickly.
Mm,
And you hopped right on and said, Jim, absolutely.
Anything you
And
need.
I wanted you to join us as you do so brilliantly and beautifully. And thanks for sharing these stories,
My friend
eye-opening
Tina,
stories. Yes.
God
For
bless you.
for many years. How many years would you say now it has
God,
been?
I did 18 years with her on tours and
Wow,
with
18
videos, and then
years.
I did Friendly After. There was a huge party in the south of France. I forget what year, and Tina sent out these crates. In New York, you got these crates, these wooden crates, and inside, remember Excelsior, that
Oh,
straw that
sure.
they would put in the crates in the 50s. It was like Easter grass. I
Yes.
opened the crate and I pulled out all this Excelsior, and in the crate was a mini Greek urn, an antique urn with all Greek scripture around it. And inside the urn was a scroll, and you pulled it out. And that was Tina's invitation to this amazing party at her house in the south of France. So, I just found that in storage recently, and I thought, wow, that's a big deal.
It
That's a
really
big,
is.
And I just
Well,
found this before I leave you. Did you see this? This
let's
is
see.
my custom Dolce Gabbana. I just sold this to someone, which breaks my heart, but I love him, so it's okay. It's Tina Turner's Wildest Dreams tour jacket. And it was made by Dolce Gabbana. And we had all of our names made on, and we had to wear these every night at the concert to get into the concert. So, life's been fun. God bless it. More to come.
You must have, when you and I were chatting earlier today, you must have like dug through your closets quickly to get all
I
that
think
stuff
I
close
thought I thought
by.
I thought, what could I show you guys really fast that would be
Yeah,
special and unique?
exactly. And
I
you
did tell you
certainly,
about her cornrows, and I did tell you little private things about her girlfriend. Hello.
that's a stunner. Yeah.
That's an AP wire information. God bless.
You're amazing. You be well. Best to your family, and because I know there, there's health things going on within the
Mm,
family, and you're always welcome to stop by, my friend. And we will get together, group of us, for that dinner. We got
please.
to do
So
that.
much
The whole group.
fun.
We got so many mutual friends, and it's always great when you stop by. What are you doing in this holiday weekend? You just laying low,
You know
or?
what? I'm going to LA
Uh,
next week for a huge photo shoot for a new golf clothing brand it's called Halsey. Is it called Dara Halsey? It's the Halsey clothing brand. But what I love about it is it's going to be all these real people and these real campaigns. And it's a
oh, that's
photographer,
great.
Timothy White. You met Timothy White, I think.
Timothy White was a guest on the show. Yes.
He's
Yep.
my good friend,
Absolutely.
and he
Yeah.
started me out. He started me out with celebrities many years ago. Susan Sarandon, Tim Robbins, oh my gosh, Deborah Norville, Katie Couric, Diane
Yeah.
Sawyer. So
Yes.
I'm going to go shoot with Tim, and I haven't shot with Tim in many years, and I'm
Tell him
very
we said
excited.
hello. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to just be home with my mom this weekend. My niece and
Good.
my great niece are coming for after the holiday to spend some time with us. And my mom, after having the stroke, she just wants to start seeing a lot of our relatives. So I'm
Yes.
kind of
Right.
here pulling her house together for company. But it's my mom's one, two, three. It's her third great grandchild. So we're kind of enjoying these crazy kids. You
That's
know.
so wonderful. That
I'm a
that
kid
is
from New Jersey. I came from nothing. Come on. My dad was a construction worker right off the boat from the Ukraine. What can I tell you?
and Tina, built
And I
herself
got to
up.
meet Tina Turner. Hello.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
My friend, I
I
toast
love her.
you as we celebrate the extraordinary Tina Turner. Again, this was really a beautiful conversation, and so many great stories and photos and interaction with the viewers and all. We will keep the porch light on for you, and I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I absolutely have once again with you, Wayne.
As Tina would say, simply the best.
Absolutely.
And
You
you
be.
all are better than all the rest. Don't give up.
Why do you love our show so much?
Me, because you're a great interviewer. I talked a lot tonight, but you are very good. You bring good questions to the table. You are believable. You are kind. You are smart. You talk to me in private about how much you love your viewers and how much they mean to you. You are consistent. You have never wavered, and I think that you keep the ball rolling. You keep it interesting. That's why.
I appreciate that very
Yeah.
much. That's it. Day made. Day made.
Keep the faith. Keep the
You,
faith, kids. He anointeth your head with oil, your cup runneth over. Look for miracles this week.
we will. We shall, my friend.
They're
You be
all around
well.
you.
They're
Take
all
care, guys.
around.
I love you all. If you need me, Facebook,
We
Instagram,
are.
Jim knows. Bye.
Take care, Wayne. Bye
Take
bye
care,
now.
guys.
Cheers. Was that a lot of fun and interesting and eye-opening and riveting and passionate and all the rest? Dear friend of our show, we have so many mutual friends in entertainment and in journalism and television and film and stage. And as you guys know, I work in the industry professionally, and then I sit in this chair and we do the Jim Masters show. But I've been doing this for a long time on television and radio. Not this show. This show's 3 years old, almost 1,000 episodes, but working in the industry, on air, behind the scenes, all of it. And when I was thinking about putting this together, because we put this together very, very quickly, I said, When did I say this? I think last night. Yeah, last night I said, because we had a show earlier today with the extraordinary songwriter, Maria Christensen. If you didn't see that, check it out. It was absolutely amazing. She wrote music for Celine Dion, who we talked about. In Sync, Jennifer Lopez, Waiting for Tonight, that top 10 hit was written by Maria Christensen, who was a guest earlier today. So we had our show scheduled, with Maria Christensen, the iconic singer-songwriter, coming to us from out east on Long Island. She's from Nashville originally, but right now she's out towards the Hamptons for this holiday weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. And that was going to be the plan. But then I said, you know what? There's no way we cannot not acknowledge on our show Tina Turner, the extraordinary Tina Turner, on so many different levels. There's different reasons why people love her. They love her voice. They love her personality. They love her tenacity. They love her can-do spirit. They love her rising from the ashes and going forward, the inspiration, the strength, the weakness, all of it, the complete individual. And then, of course, she was a brilliant actress too, in her acting roles, phenomenal. And of course, that powerful, soulful voice, really tremendous. So I said last night, I'm going to have to shuffle my schedule around and move some things around. And we're going to put something together for our viewers, the Jim Masters Show Live viewers watching around the world. Plus, I also wanted to celebrate and acknowledge the incomparable Tina Turner. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Again, it's something that we put together fast because we wanted to do something in remembrance of Tina and her life. And we've done this with some other iconic people. We had a wonderful special remembering and celebrating the life of Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley and so much more. And we had Penny Marshall's daughter, Tracy Reiner, was with us, and so many others. We just celebrated the 90th birthday of Carol Burnett and Harvey Korman's son, dear friend of our show, Chris Korman, and so many others who were a part of Carol Burnett's show were guests on that episode. If you didn't see that, that was something very, very special that we put together. And we also did a celebration of dear friend, the iconic Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes. If you didn't see that, I share some personal photos because, I knew her personally, and the loss of Ronnie, hit me and my family and our, families and friends and many others around the world. She was an iconic singer with the Ronettes, Be My Baby, and all those songs. And of course, we did a wonderful special celebrating the life of Lisa Marie Presley. These are like special episodes, like our anniversary episodes, our birthday episodes, our holiday episodes, where we put together something extra special. And again, we don't really call this an interview show. There's interview shows out there, question, answer, lots of drooling going on. And these are conversations, and we bring you in. And if you get something out of it, that is so cool. That is so special. And it means a lot. So I have dinner waiting. I have not eaten, and it's been an incredibly busy day. We did 2 of these shows, but then I had my professional work, radio shows and scripts to write for TV shoots and all kinds of stuff. Busy week next week, lots of shoots and shows. But of course, we have so many incredible guests who are joining us next week as well, and I can't wait to celebrate all of them with all of you. Do you know that on Tuesday, Anthony C. Ferrante, extraordinary film director who created the Sharknado series, which was wildly popular, he's going to be with us on Tuesday. That's right. Of course, this is a holiday weekend. We wish everybody a very happy and blessed Memorial Day weekend. But we're back on Tuesday, so you can binge watch all the episodes. If you missed anything or want to see something again or joined us late, Tuesday, he's going to be with us, and I cannot wait. He's all excited. Then on Wednesday, Greg Goldston, who's very excited to be with us, world-renowned mime. I can't wait to see what that episode's going to be like because, he's a mime. So is he going to talk? We'll just have to find out. Also coming up, Nancy Cocchiere, humor columnist, novelist extraordinaire, and author of Graceland, an amazing episode coming up. And I just want to let you know, too, for those of you who love the Celtic music and, a lot of the Irish flair and flavor, I'm excited to announce exclusively the very popular Irish trio Trinity. You may remember their public television special, PBS special, only about a year ago, classically Irish. Conor Murphy and Emmett O'Hanlon, who's a dear friend, and he was a guest on our show. He used to be with Celtic Thunder. He's in the middle. If you see the photo on your screen of the three guys, Conor, Emmett O'Hanlon, who was with us as a guest, he's coming back along with Conor Murphy and Ronan Scollard. All three are going to be joining us, the group Trinity, that's coming up on June 8th. Early time of the day because they're over in Europe. So, and Emmett is originally from America. He's from New York. He's from Long Island as well originally. But he used to be in Celtic Thunder. You may remember Emmett. And he was a guest on our show with an epic conversation. He's going to be here with Conor Murphy and Ronan Scollard. They form the Irish trio Trinity. They're going to be here on June 8th, Thursday, June 8th, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in Ireland and Scotland, the UK as well. Those are just some of the guests stopping by the Jim Masters Show live series. We hope you enjoyed this special tribute episode. Simply the best, Tina Turner. She will be forever missed. And, she left her mark. There's the music. There's all the, material about her to enjoy. But she didn't just come and go. She left her mark on so many of us. So we love to celebrate people that I know, you're thinking about as well. And not just entertainers. We've celebrated a lot of people from a lot of different genres. Our show isn't just about celebrating people that are passing. We have guests from Broadway, Hollywood, television, film, music, stage, culinary arts, sports, comedy, inspiration, science and nature, health and wellness, all of it. That's why we call it a celebrity or an entertainment lifestyle celebrity talk show series. Something for everybody. Did you see the episode when Chef Jacques Pepin was on our show? Legendary chef. Check that out. It'll make you hungry. This was great. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to get ready to wrap because dinner is a calling. My stomach is rumbling, but we wanted to do the show earlier with iconic songwriter Maria Christensen. And then we wanted to do this show in tribute to Tina Turner. And it was great. And feel free to leave your comments on our YouTube channel. Interact with us. Those of you watching, leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Let us know, what is your favorite Tina Turner memory? What is your favorite Tina Turner song? What is it about Tina Turner that resonates with you? It might not even be the music. Maybe just her story about survival and being strong and being very inspiring and empowering on many different levels. Leave a comment on our YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed this episode, there is something we really, really hope you'll do. And that means the world to us. We've hit a milestone. We have millions of people that watch the shows. We've hit some cool subscriber milestones. We encourage you, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, it's Jim Masters TV. Do it right now. Doesn't cost anything. You'll be a part of our family. And don't forget to click the notification bell. It's a little notification bell icon so you never miss any of the episodes, special episodes, pop-up shows, tributes like this, all the special guests, and whatever we can dig up. Even on a day like today where it was Double Loverty Day, 2 shows, same day, live. Both shows coming at you live. So good stuff. And also, if you enjoyed this episode and all the ones you enjoy, there's a thumbs up icon on the YouTube channel. We would love it if you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, leave a comment on the YouTube channel as well. We're going to check a couple more. And of course, people ask all the time, how can we support what you're doing, all these hours of content, all this time and effort you put in? There's a couple of ways you can do super chat, super emoji, super stickers. That is in the Lovity Hall chat room as the show is on. But anytime, 24/7, there's a little heart icon on all the episodes, and it's called Super Thanks. You see it there on the YouTube channel underneath every episode. If you click that, that helps support all that we're doing here at the Jim Masters Show Live series. Let's check some of these great comments here as well. You know, not everybody shows comments like this. It's something I started, and then, you know, I seem to be a trendsetter all the time, even in the design of this show, and I love that. And obviously, you guys enjoy it too, and I appreciate that. Tina made a difference in so many ways. She will never be forgotten. CD, spot on. I agree. I agree. And Christine Clifton here from North Carolina. Thanks, Jim, for this special tribute to soulful powerhouse Tina, hearing beautiful stories of her life, celebrating her music and her life. And thanks, Wayne, when he's on JMS, he's simply the best, and Lovity, absolutely as well. Kathleen in New York, have a good night all. Rest in peace, Tina. Yes, rest in peace, Tina Turner. You've made your mark. You did good, and we love you for that. Pam is watching in Maryland, and she has a story. And thanks for we've been trying to show some of them. You guys have been sharing stories, remembrances, and also some of your favorite Tina Turner songs, which we've been seeing in our chat section, which is great because, again, you guys know I'm a very interactive host. You're sort of like our studio audience, which I love. I almost shook Tina's hand when we saw her in concert in 1984. And that's when all those big iconic anthem songs came out from that album. CD. Thank you, Jim and Wayne. Carissa Daniels. Carissa, so good to see you as well. Love having you here. Thanks, everybody. We're going to eat and relax. Going to be celebrating the weekend with family and friends, and taking a moment to remember those who sacrificed, because it is Memorial Day, a very special and important weekend here in America. Mona Greer, we love Mona, long-time JMS Lovity squad member and a viewer. She says, happy Memorial Day, Jim and Lovities. Have a safe holiday weekend. Thanks, Jim, for a great show. The pleasure is all mine, Mona, and I love when I see that you're here. It's great. Where is, Anne Haraxon from California, too? She's a long time Lovity as well. I hope she's doing well. Linda Odell as well. Hope Linda's doing well. Mary Bishop and I have chatted. We love Mary Bishop, and we chatted, and she watches as well. She's had a lot happen in her life, too, and we send her love. Thanks, Jim, for putting this together with Wayne. Absolutely. This was a quickie. This was, I put this together so fast, and I said, gee, I can do all these different things. And let me see, I'll connect with my buddy Wayne, and he popped on, and we put it all together. You're right, Pam. Tina Turner was a survivor and a thriver. Absolutely. And Maureen, of course, you're a master of schedule shifting, Jim, and I really appreciate that. Yes, now I got to be a better master of eating at regular times, which we're going to do now. Thank you, Maureen in Arizona, and tight lovely hugs as well. Love you back. Love you back, CD. Carissa, of course, was on our show as well, a guest on our show. If you didn't see that episode, check that out. She was open, she was authentic, she was real. Carissa Daniels, you're seeing CD commenting. That's CD, that's Carissa Daniels. She was a guest on our show. So check that out. And when you almost shook the hand of Tina Turner in 1984, a security guard gently pushed you back, and Tina shrugged, sorry, and smiled. Sorry that the security guard did that. Absolutely. I'm sure she did in a loving way. Thank you very much, Kathleen in New York City, the Queen of Queens. and everybody who's watching and commenting in the Levity Hole chat room. And those of you who are just watching and enjoying, maybe you're not commenting right now while the show is live, do leave a comment. Let us know where you watch our show from. Let us know what are some of your favorite Tina Turner songs. What are some of your favorite Tina Turner memories? What is it about Tina Turner that you'll always remember? Leave a comment on the YouTube channel. We love seeing that. We're going to wrap up. I got to eat. My stomach is going crazy here. Happy Memorial Day, your American friends. Right back at you, Merlin. And thank you for those wishes to all of us here. Down south for you, right? Here in Canada. All right, good stuff. A very special remembrance episode of the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series. Simply the best. Tina Turner. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to take off for now. And Eric Levitt in Culver City, California, in the SoCal, LA area. Thanks, Jim, for the life memories and her music. Tina, love from Culver City, California, SoCal, LA area. I like how he identifies where it is, because that's where Culver City is a great place. At least I'll never forget. It was a treasured memory. Treasured memories are the best kind. And I treasure all of you for watching us right here on the Jim Masters Show live, Entertainment Lifestyle Celebrity Talk Show series. So we don't say goodbye around here. We say see you later. Don't forget to check out our 3rd anniversary special. We did some amazing, amazing things on that episode. So many guests, so many people who said some iconic things like Lucy Arnett.
Hey, Jim, congratulations. That's quite a milestone. I've always enjoyed talking to you. You do a great show. Positive, optimistic, interested. You do your homework. We love being with you, and I hope we get a chance to do it again sometime. With love from Lucy Arnez and Larry Leckenbill.
Wasn't that nice? Yeah, Lucy's a dear friend, and she's coming on the show in just a couple of weeks. She's coming back. Yes. And of course, another wonderful friend who was on our show at least twice, another music legend celebrating our show, Melissa Manchester.
Hi, this is Melissa Manchester. Happy 3rd anniversary, Jim Masters. I'm so happy for your achievements thus far with no end in sight. I was delighted to be invited to be on your show twice, and we had a lovely time discussing my career and achievements. And what struck me was how delightful the tone was. It was not, you were not looking for any gotcha moments. You, Jim, are interested apparently in restoring the art of conversation, and with that, the concept of levity, which I just find charming and encouraging and delightful. So I look forward to chatting with you again, dear Jim, and congratulations again for making a space where people can share their ideas, where you can ask thoughtful, probing questions to see how we're all doing on our paths, our parallel paths. So wishing you many, many more happy anniversaries. Long may levity wave, and you too. Be well.
We thank the incomparable Melissa Manchester for those words, and also dear friend Christine Ullman, who for 30 years has been the lead singer of the Saturday Night Live band.
Hey everybody, it's Christine Ullman, the Beehive Queen from the Saturday Night Live band, here for my dear friend Jim Masters to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of the Jim Masters Show live. Over 900 episodes says it all. It's fabulous. Happy anniversary, Jim.
Just a few. If you'd like to see more, check out the 3rd anniversary special we did just a couple of nights ago. Lots of them, and some new ones too as well. Matter of fact, the incomparable Lawrence Juber, extraordinary guitarist. He's worked with Paul McCartney. He's worked with them all. He's a brilliant, brilliant musician and just a nice guy. And he sent in a video wanting to share his appreciation of what we're doing here. And he was a guest on our show. If you didn't see that episode, it was spectacular. He played live for us as well. You can see that archived on our YouTube channel. Here are the words from the iconic Lawrence Juber.
Hey, Lawrence Juber here with a shout out to Jim Masters on the occasion of the 3rd anniversary of his show. I really enjoyed the experience. It's great to work with an interviewer that knows their stuff, gets a good flow going, and just makes it a very enjoyable experience. So I hoped that we get an opportunity to do it again. But all the best to you on this anniversary. Cheers.
Don't you just love that little ooh, ooh, ooh at the end? It was absolutely perfect. Cool stuff. And you guys, the soap opera fans, all my children and Ryan's Hope and so many others, brilliant actress extraordinaire, not just on the soap operas, although she's had some iconic roles through the years on the soap operas. Just a wonderful person, a big fan of our show, become a dear friend as well. Eileen Kristen had these words she wanted to share.
Hey, Jim and everybody out there. This is Eileen Kristen. Jim, I want to congratulate you on your 3rd anniversary of your spectacular show. I really enjoyed doing it. You ask all the right questions. You really, really, really do your homework, frighteningly so. There I was showing up as a 18-year-old in a toothpaste commercial. So you really do your work, and I hope you have many, many more years of doing what you do. And hopefully soon, maybe I'll have something interesting to talk about again and be a guest on your show. Take care. Congratulations.
Really beautiful stuff. Just a few there in case you missed any of them. And we appreciate them taking the time to send those in and create those. And there's more coming in, post the anniversary special. Folks who still wanted to make those and send them in. So we love all of them and all of you, and you. We don't say goodbye around here at JMS. We say, see you later. Ciao, cheers, hejda, moi loop. Sayonara, slancha, shalom, hasta la vista, avida zain, cheerio, take care, be well. Now, I'm not reading anything when I'm saying that. There's nothing in front of me that's like listing those out. I'm doing it from memory. Sometimes maybe I'll leave 1 or 2 out, but I'm trying to get into a routine of remembering them. Bottom line is, thanks so much for being with us. Very special episode celebrating the iconic and wonderful Tina Turner. And to share it with all of you, fantastic. We thank our very special guest, celebrity fashion designer. He's worked with them all, Wayne Scott Lukas, for stopping by our show. We really appreciate his time and attention as we honor, again, the iconic Tina Turner. Thanks for all your comments and your participation live, but also don't forget to leave a comment. If you're watching this later as well, we would love that. Let's take a look at a couple more comments. What the heck? We're here. Patty says, I loved Tina Turner. Saw Ike and Tina here in California in the 60s. That's incredible. Thanks for sharing that as well. Jane's looking forward to Trinity, who's going to be joining us, that group as well. I would love to have Bob Mackey. Bob Mackey would be fantastic. We are trying. Hopefully we can get Bob Mackey, of course, designer extraordinaire, all those costumes you saw on the Cal Burnett show, of course, and so much more. Yeah. Frank also says later this year there's going to be a book on Ryan's Hope, and perhaps we can have the author and some of the actors. I love that idea. That's a good idea. We're going to do that. We'll work on that for you. Thanks for the suggestions. We welcome suggestions, folks. We work so hard behind the scenes putting this together. We try to be as responsive as we can, balancing this with my busy, crazy television and radio world professionally. But I love suggestions. If you know of folks you'd like to see on the show, let those folks know to come on the show. Let them know about the show and let us know as well. We thank you for that. And it's a great suggestion. And Bob also designed for Tina Turner. That's right. Frank D. He sure did. Bob Mackey. Really cool stuff. You guys are great. Thanks for all these comments. And I really appreciate this. And you just got home. So this is what happens. If you ever miss anything, this was really a great show. If you ever miss anything, gang, we archive it all on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Whether you want to see something again because you enjoyed it so much, or you want to share it with somebody, share the link on your social media, and or you came in late and you want to see what you may have missed. That's why I archive the shows for all of us to enjoy. And yes, Lucy Arnaz and Larry Luckenbill. Love them both. Cool stuff. You guys are great. Perfect. All right. Eat and relax. It is time to eat. You guys are telling me to eat. So we're going to definitely do that. And we appreciate all of this and good stuff. Thanks for being with us. Our goodbyes are not goodbyes. They're see you laters. But even the see you laters are sort of parting is such sweet sorrow. That is the reason why. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, celebrate our show. Tell everybody you know about what we're doing here. And we thank you so very much for stopping by the Jim Masters Show Live. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody in America. And check out, binge watch the episodes. Check out all the shows we've got coming up for you. See them listed on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And be good to one another, love one another, and take care of one another as well. And cool stuff. We're going to scoot out, starving. Thanks for all the comments. We'll take a look at them after the show as well. And again, don't forget to leave a comment on the YouTube channel and let us know why you enjoyed Tina Turner. Let us know why you enjoy our show as well, the Jim Masters Show Live series. We'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining us. Jim Masters saying, be well, love one another, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.